It's Mickey Mouse. And it's Minnie Mouse. Hey, Minnie. Good morning and welcome to a cold morning at Teal House Farm. Today is Sam's favorite day of the year. Are you so excited for today?
Yeah, so excited.
Today is that day.
Ben, did she put you in the crib?
Okay.
Oh, thank you. Want a waffle piece? You can take part of the waffle. Hey!
Okay. There are lots of chores on the homestead. There's always animals to feed and water. There is always wood to stack and poo to clean, but there is one chore Sam hates more than all the others.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper.
So why is this the worst chore on the homestead?
Because it's dirty and I don't like heights.
Oh my goodness.
Even though it's not really that high, I just don't like heights. And it's really dirty. There's the door. You should just take that door off.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything.
It's been open for forever.
Adding to the ambiance is it's snowing right now.
Yeah, we got a little bit of snow. I really should put tennis shoes on. These boots are just a little too funky. Y'all important? The bird keeper outer. It's pretty clean.
Are you gonna scrub it anyway, or?
Yeah.
Don't.
I don't think I scrubbed it at all last year, so. Well, I mean, I did at the beginning, but throughout the year I didn't scrub it. I think we're due.
You just gonna scrub it into the stove down there?
Yeah, there's not a lot, and I'll just pull it all out down at the bottom.
Do it one more time. Yeah, I think you made it all the way down.
Alright, so the scary part is climbing on the roof. That's actually not the worst part. This is the worst part because it's really dirty. I don't know, I guess a lot of people might not do this, but at least to start the year, and then maybe halfway through, I'll take all this piping down, and I'll take it outside and scrub it really good.
This is our primary heat source, so it runs all the time. This isn't just like a decorative stove people might have for ambiance.
Yeah.
This is, so it gets run constantly, so it does get dirty, and it's important.
We did a really good job last year of keeping our stove hot, so we didn't have to scrub it out much. There have been years in the past, though, where our wood was pretty green, so we could not get the stove as hot as it needed to be all the time, so we had to scrub it out just a little bit more.
Not to add any pressure to this, but I want to let you know that I scrubbed the kitchen, like hands and knees scrubbed the kitchen yesterday.
Oh, hands and knees scrubbed it, huh?
Yeah, I mean, downright Cinderella.
Were you singing her song?
I was. So don't get creosote all over my floor.
No, these are probably actually due to be like repainted, sanded and repainted. They look pretty beat up, but I'm just going to wash them for today.
And you scrubbed them out with a metal brush.
Yeah, I had a metal brush and we scrubbed them out pretty good. So I'm just kind of dusting it right now.
Hey, who's banging on my door? Yes, what do you need, babe? It's too cold outside.
I need to go potty.
Okay, let's go potty. Gonna make the girls some hot cocoa because it's pretty cold inside. So you might be asking yourself, why are you waiting until it's cold to start your stove? There's a couple reasons. One is because Sam works full-time and is in school full-time this year, so this is one of the first days we've had available where he's home all day, right? And the last time when he was home, he had a kind of day where he was home. It was still like 70 degrees outside, and it was going to be in the 60s and 70s all that week, so it didn't really make sense to start the stove that day because it would just get everything too hot. You really have to wait until it... Oh, okay. Okay, thank you. You have to wait until it's cold during the day and the night to start the indoor wood stove. Otherwise, you waste a lot of wood and a lot of energy getting it hot, and then it's so hot because it got warm outside. They got to open your windows and vent out the house. So it needs to be consistently cold. And this is really the first time this year. Here we are, second week of November. First time this year where days and nights are consistently cold in the forecast so that we're not wasting a lot of time and energy warming up the house first thing in the morning for it to get so hot that we have to vent the house in the afternoon. So we haven't really been freezing anyway. It's been a pretty mild fall, right?
Yep.
It hasn't really been that cold. And we do have some space heaters on right now just to keep the house warm last night because we knew we were going to do this morning. So it's not too cold. Everybody's bundled up too. They got their warm sweaters on. So we're all doing good. And pretty soon here it is going to be nice and toasty from now until probably, what, March? We usually close it up in March or early April. So we're ready. Sip their hot cocoa.
Pinky out?
Pinky out.
But I can't because it's really hot.
Too hot?
Yes.
Is your room spit spot?
Yes.
Would you like some hot cocoa?
Yes.
I'm going to start the stove. I'm not going to clean the glass because once it gets hot enough, it should technically clean it. It might not. We'll see. But we can link a video. We made a video a long time ago about a cool trick to clean the glass for your stove. Get it sparkling clean.
Using the ashes, yeah.
Yeah, and we can link that.
Yeah. So this man claims that he could start a fire in the rainforest at this point in his fire-making career. Let me tell you, the first year we lived here, froze our bahooties off because we didn't know what we were doing, and we had a fire in the stove constantly, but it wasn't hot. So what is the secret to a real nice hot fire?
To have seasoned wood is the best thing you can do.
So when we bought this house, there is in fact an HVAC system, but it only is wired or tubed or whatever you call it for the downstairs, not the upstairs. And the furnace stopped working, like 6 months after we bought the house?
Something like that.
And so we're looking at completely replacing the furnace. But even at that, we know the people who used to live here, they spent $500 every 5 weeks?
Every 3 weeks.
Every 3 weeks on propane.
No, it was more than that. It was like $800.
Yeah, on propane. And that is before propane prices were what they are now. And so the house is very drafty because it's old, and that's a big negative for an HVAC system. You want a locked up tight house. But for a wood stove, that works incredibly well because it drafts the really hot, dry air through the house. So once the stove has been running for about 24 hours, even though the house is pretty large, I mean, it's not huge, it's like 1,600 square feet, I think. This little wood stove actually does a pretty decent job keeping the whole house warm as long as we keep it going continuously, which does mean somebody has to get up, this nice looking fellow right here, and load the stove in the middle of the night to keep it going. But it actually does a really good job, and it's massively cheaper than what we would have spent had we decided to replace that furnace and keep trying to run HVAC. And even at all that, the HVAC only worked downstairs. So for us, this is the best choice right now for heating. Not even just to mention that it's free, but it actually does a pretty good job keeping our house warm now that we know what we're doing and how to get it hot enough in the stove. Ready, Ivy?
All right, light it in a few different places. Can you
Is it like
go? And then light it in a couple different places. There you go.
That's good.
That'll go. Good job. You can go put it away.
Mommy, I already drank
Let
it.
you get your shot for a second.
It's like a work of art.
Oh yeah. Work of art.
Tell them about the old halfway trick.
So if you turn your handle to the lock position and then you shut your door, at least on our stove, it leaves a crack, maybe a 1/2 inch or 1/4 inch gap, and it just sucks in air really hard. It's even better than, like, we used to use the bellows
Yeah.
and just, but you'd sit here for 20 minutes doing that. But if you crack it, it sucks in the air really hard.
And then once it's going really good, then you lock it down all
Then
the
you
way.
lock it down. And once these get going better, then we'll put some smaller pieces on top.